What's up, peeps and players? I had a few suggestions in my previous video which helped me adjust the skill tree a bit, and I also found an interesting interaction with the timeless jewel Keystone, Strength and Blood. Here, let me show you what I mean. As you can see, the Lethal Pride Keystone on the combs provides us with the Keystone, Strength and Blood. What it does is provides us damage mitigation for every 2% life recovery per second from leech, while also removing the any leeches are not instant. Since we're instantly leeching 10% of our zombies' damage from the 2% leech damage, we can make use of the remaining 90% of the non-instant leech as a mitigation, damage mitigation. The good thing with this keystone is that the damage mitigation is a global mitigation, meaning that it affects all types of damage, such as physical or mental hits, damage over time, you name it. One other thing that this timeless jewel provides us is the ability to get the 5% strength into our notables. For example, here in the sanctity node, we have 5%. You can also get flat strength as shown here. Obviously, you want 5% strength in most of the taken notables here. And you'll also want the sanctuary to have a 5% increased strength because there's a chance that the Crucible tree provides us with this notable as an option on our shields. Um, and you can, with this ritual, you can also get some strength on your small nodes over here, plus two, and plus 4 on the inside the cluster notables. There was also a comment on my previous video that informed me about the quick and inconvenient downside that could be removed if I placed it on a cluster jewel. So this is what I did, and as you can see, this socket is empty. You can put a rare abyss jewel here if you want to, or anything else. And I also removed the Sanctum of Thought because of this switch, and just took two cluster here and replaced the mastery over here. This way we save 1 point. And since we're using our animate guardian to remove any critical damage from hits, we don't really need this anymore. As for the cluster jewels, what I'll be doing for early game is pretty much just getting feasting feed, maybe a renewal over here, another feasting feed, dread march, same thing over here. Obviously, at end game when you have currency to throw away, you can get something like this. Let me see here, like this one over here, which a 12 cluster minion jewel that provides you attribute points, energy shield, and strength with the 35% increase effect. This is obviously hard to make, but still doable. Maybe not perfect rolls like this, well, but it's pretty doable. I can show you how to do it in another video. So yeah, you pretty much take everything you want here. As you can see, our strength increases by a lot. Same thing for the medium clusters. You want to take something of similar value as shown here. Obviously, our points, the needed points for this is much higher, but at this point you won't be really needing this nose over here since you'll most likely get enlightened an enlightened gem. You can also remove some nodes over here. It's gonna be the same thing over here. And we can remove some over here. What else? For this node, really at this point, when you get at this point, you don't really need it anymore. Oh, here we go. I didn't see that. I also forgot to mention, instead of using the Molten Shell Guard skill as a defensive skill, I'll be using the new Vol Arctic Armor, which provides 90% damage mitigation, not just physical, but damage globally, and a high amount of energy shield regen while using the Vol skill. There was also a comment that stated that it wouldn't be worth it to have, let's say, 100 life per zombies leech to us. And you know what? I understand where he's coming from, but from my way of seeing things, it's pretty much 100 life per zombies. Meaning, if you have 10 zombies, we're instantly leeching 1,000 life. Now, 1,000 life leech to you, I don't think it's gonna be worth it for most softcore players, since everyone pretty much wants to go fast and kill everything fast. The main reason why I made this build is not because of the DPS, but just for the sake of not dying every single time and survival, and just to go outside of the already overused meta builds. And I would also highly recommend most players not to actually play this build. This is really just a theory craft and just an idea I had I wanted to share with you guys. If you really want to play it and it doesn't work out for you, you can always switch over to another Guardian build. There's so many good Guardian minion builds out there that you can uh, go to if this doesn't work for you. And I've been asked for the POB, and I want to give you guys the POB, but I'm unable to because this is a new YouTube channel and YouTube requires some time to have my identity verified before I put links into my description box. So hopefully I'll be able to put in the links before the league start. If not, I'll make sure to do it as soon as I can. Okay, so I'll be showing you guys my leveling process. So when you first create your character, you should be able to get those gems. You can choose whatever suits you best. Um, Usually, rolling magma is the best option for damage wise. I usually like going lighting tendrils for the AOE aspect. So you can take this or anything else suits you. When you complete the medicine quest where you get the Quicksilver Flask, you are giving those options right here. You can either go Arcane Surge or Ruthless, since we're going to be taking Summon Raging Spirit, apologize. So with the new Arcane Surge, you'll have cast speed, and with Ruthless, it's gonna be good for target bosses. So I'm gonna go ahead and take Ruthless for now. After reaching Ledge, you should be able to purchase the Summon Raging Spirit from Nessa right here for 1 Wisdom. I already bought it on my side and I equipped Ruthless Support. And I managed to find a 3 linked helmet with 2 blue sockets. In my case, since I have another blue socket, I'll be purchasing the Arcane Surge Support. Here it says increased more spell damage, but with the new 3.21 changes, it's gonna be for cast speed instead. So I'm just gonna put it there just to showcase to you guys as it actually works in the link. As for the damage output, here let me guys show you what kind of damage you'll be doing uh, when you get to ledge with this setup. As you can see, it's relatively quick and high in damage. Let me And this is how quick we can kill Guduku. So now I'll be showing you how the damage fares against Brutus. As you can see, the damage is pretty good. Obviously, your minions dies in 1 hit, but that's fine. and you're using your holy flame totem to distract Brutus from you, so you can summon your minions. Oh, here we go. Almost ran out of mana. After killing Brutus, you are giving those options as rewards. I would highly recommend taking Melee Splash for clearing packs of mods and to purchase the combustion support, and so that you deal more damage. So you can replace this with Arcane Surge and Ruthless with Melee Splash, and when you're against bosses or hard to kill mobs, you can just switch Melee Splash with Ruthless. Right? You just keep this one in a separate tab. This you don't need it anymore. You also want to take in minion damage in case you get a 4 link and just put it in a socket you don't really need. I also have clarity here just to help me regen some mana. So here's a quick showcase of the damage you'll be dealing with this setup. As you can see, it's really good. With combustion, remove you penetrate 10% of fire resistance. And since our raging spirit deal fire resist damage, it's really strong. And by the time you get to level 11, right here, this is what your tree would look like. You get some strength here, you get some strength and int in order to make use of the Raging Spirit Gem, and you get some minion damage and accuracy here, double damage as well over here. Merveil, so we're going to switch over to Ruthless and remove Melee Splash and come to see how the damage is. You can also use your Flame Totem to block projectile. And she hurts. Clear that real quick. And we're done. It's alright. Maybe you can keep the melee splash to get rid of the mods. But either way, Ruthless is really good against single target enemies. Okay, so for the Act 2 boss, this is what the tree looks like for the time being. I took Spiritual Aid to help me with the Flame Totem DPS. I took some Unholy Might for 4 second on kill for clear speed. And I've put in the minion damage instead of combustion and put combustion on my Holy Flame Totem. And I also have Elemental Focus, but I don't have a third link to put it on the Holy Flame Totem. Gonna switch Ruthless. Here we go. There we go. Okay, so at this point, I'm level 34, heading to the final boss of Act 3. I have some a throw link over here with Summon Reaching Spirit, Ruthless Support, Minion Damage, and Melee Splash. Obviously, against bosses, we're going to switch for melee physical damage. And I've also gotten my Ascendancy. I took the first node right here, Radiant Crusade, giving us Onslaught and more damage with 20% elemental resistance. I also took some health here, some minion damage and cast speed, some int and strength, some reservation over here, some life just to help me level up without dying too much. So far I'm good, haven't died once. I'm gonna get this next level. And I removed this spiritual aid and removed my fire totem. Took minion attack of around 20% physical damage reduction. And I also just bought with me some raise specters and minion life. Took the spectre of God. How do you call this? Undying evangelist just to help me get the onslaught effect faster. And the proxy shield is not so bad either. I also bought desecrate and vitality and raise zombies just to make it easier for me to switch over to zombies uh, in maps. To retake the evangelist. Here we go. So let's see how we fare against Act 3 bosses with this setup. Those ones are pretty much garbage, white in every way, white, blue. Ooh, eesh. Oh, come on. Look at that damage. Here we go. That's better. Oh. Oh, he's inside my proxy shield. And done. And that's pretty much it for this fight. Took a bit longer than usual. I might keep the melee splash for the first phase. It's gonna be easier to deal with the group. Alright, so we reach Act 4 for at the final boss. We got ourselves some Igarian Golem and Minion Life, so I put it at the Minion Life cluster. And we got the multiple strike support for our summoning Raging Spirit. I'll be using Ruthless against the boss. And for the fifth link, you want to use Unleash. And for the sixth link, you want to use either melee physical damage or Ruthless, since you'll be switching this with melee splash. So let's get to it. Let's see how this fares. And just letting you guys know that my gear is pretty garbage, so the DPS could increase by double if we had some minion nodes on the wands, and the let's consider the carry in the Crucible passive tree as well into the mix. As you can see, the damage is really good against bosses. So first phase done. Getting a Spectre to get my onslaught faster. Oh, and here we go. I could use that as well, switch it over. So that's pretty much it. For the rest of the axe, you'll pretty much just level this way, get some better gear as you go through the axe, and you're gonna be mapping with the Raging Spirit until you get most of your unique items needed to start the Baron build. As for the tree, you're gonna get the Unwavering Crusade for the second ascendancy, then Time of Need for the third, and for the fourth, either Radiant Fate or Vision of Hope. It's up to you to choose. As for the tree, you're just gonna go up, get the Grave Attention as soon as you can, as well as Lord of the Dead, and start getting Decay of Ward, the notes over here, and then you gotta get the strength notes. You won't really get the chaos inoculation or the ghost reaver until you get sanctity chest armor. That's pretty much for me. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please let me know in the comments below if you have any questions or if you have any improvements to the build. I'll be happy to look into it. Peace out.